Disney is bringing him back on the air tomorrow. ABC says in a statement.
Major win for free speech. Let's talk about it. Welcome to my brother's ballad. As you can see, finally something good has come out of all of this hazarat that's been going on in this country for the past week. But before we get into that, please don't forget to subscribe. I am on a journey to 1,000 followers, and helping me get to 1,000 really helps me grow the channel, and I am able to do more videos. And if you enjoy this content, that's what you want to do. So please subscribe. All right. So on September 15th, we all know Jimmy Kimmel was suspended from Disney and ABC. Disney is ABC's parent company for some remarks regarding Charlie Kirk, which those remarks weren't really about Charlie Kirk. It was more so about the rights fervor to try to make it seem like it was someone that was on the left. And at the time that he was making those comments, we had no idea who the person was actually. Let me actually just play it for you guys.
He had some new lows over the weekend with the Maga gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. You can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House.
Yes. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction.
Now, call me crazy, call it insensitive, call it whatever you like, but it wasn't false. It was the truth. And of course, the free speech warriors that are always talking about cancel culture decided to essentially go against everything that they say they believe in and try to get essentially Jimmy Kimmel canceled. But that's not the most insidious part. The most insidious part, the most dangerous part, is when the FCC chair decided to go on a right-leaning podcast and say these lovely words.
So we can get into some ways that we've been trying to reinvigorate the public interest and some changes that we've seen. But frankly, when you see stuff like this, I mean, look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. These companies can find ways to change conduct, to take action, frankly, on Kimmel, or, you know, there's going to be additional work for the FCC ahead.
Yes. So when a government official that is in charge of licensing and the companies that have to essentially submit to the FCC and have to work under the FCC's guidelines, that is a threat on our free speech, the most inconsequential right we have. So when you have the FCC chair saying something like that, that's extremely scary. It should be ringing the alarms for everyone. But I also don't want to let Disney off the hook. Disney, who is one of our most storied corporations, one of our most wealthiest, one of our most wealthiest corporations in this country, decided to bend the knee to this government as if they don't have damn near limitless resources to fight this. And what I love about how my fellow Americans showed up, left, right, and center. And when I say on the right, those who decided to be consistent when it came to their free speech advocacy, folks like Ted Cruz that spoke out, folks like Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, people that I am vehemently against, but they actually stood up for what was right. Of course, you had people on the left standing up. It just was such a beautiful thing to see. Like, okay, we haven't gone that far. We do feel like this is a bridge too far. We're not completely lost as a country. After those comments was made by Brendan Carr, ABC Disney announced that the show would be on indefinite suspension. And like I just stated, there were 1,000,001 free speech advocates, celebrities, and directors rallied support for Jimmy Kimmel. Just everyone coming out from everywhere. And it was, like I said, it was very beautiful to see. Now, today, we find out that ABC has decided to bring back Jimmy Kimmel. And you may ask why. There has been countless reportings from Stock Twit's coverage, the Tribune, that essentially Disney has lost over $3.8 to $4+ billion in market value. And this just happened last week. This is what I'm talking about, people. Do you see how much power we have as citizens? Do you see that? Do you see how important our dollars are? We saw what the government and ABC was doing to Jimmy Kimmel. And I also want to take the onus off of Jimmy Kimmel. Yes, it happened to Jimmy Kimmel, but Jimmy Kimmel is essentially all of us. And I understand for a lot of Black people, when we were talking about boycotting Disney and ABC, it was a thing of, well, what about what happens to Abbott Elementary, a show that is a predominantly Black show that has a lot of Black talent and speaks to a lot of the Black community? How can we essentially boycott when we have a show like that? And I totally understand that. But at the end of the day, we got to see the forest for the trees. And it's not just Jimmy Kimmel. That's a right of all of ours. And and I say this all the time, if it can happen to a white man, what's going to happen to the rest of us? Let's get into the statement surrounding ABC and why they decided to bring back Jimmy Fallon, or what they said is the reason they wanted to bring back Jimmy Fallon. I mean, Jimmy Kimmel. I keep saying Fallon. There's too many Jimmys. All right. So the statement issued by Walt Disney Company last Wednesday, we made the decision to suspend production on the show to avoid further inflaming a tense situation at an emotional moment for our country. It is a decision we made because we felt some of the comments were ill-timed and thus insensitive. The statement read, referring to comments Jimmy Kimmel made on September 15th about Charlie Kirk's assassination. They go on to say, we have spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy, and after those conversations, we reached the decision to return the show on Tuesday. AKA, we were getting our ass whooped. AKA, we know we made the wrong decision. AKA, we didn't expect Jimmy would have that much support. AKA, we didn't understand that we would lose more money messing around with people's First Amendment more than anything. Guys, I really want us to really highlight and focus on what just happened. These corporations will never be honest with us and say we are the reason as to why they are reinstating him. If they truly were trying to turn down the temperature of this country, they would have had him just go out and apologize and say that these comments were ill-timed. But to take him off the air was showing that you were bending the knee after you already paid, what was it, $12 million for the comments that George Stephanopoulos made, which were not crazy comments to be made. You could have won that, but again, here you go, bending the knee to this administration. And again, you thought by giving them that money, you would be fine. But you know what happens when you capitulate to a bully? They come back asking for more. And so now you have pissed off damn near the whole country. You've pissed off the left, the right. You pissed off the right because now you're bringing Jimmy back, and you pissed off the left because you let Jimmy go. Are you like, whoa, like, yeah, it's just not a good look. At the end of the day, I'm just very happy that Jimmy's back. This is a huge win for free speech. And I can't wait to see his first show tomorrow. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick little video. I just wanted to give you this quick little update about what's happening in our lovely country and what's going on with our free speech and our rights. And I hope you comment, like, and subscribe. Peace.